You know, life has a funny way of teaching us lessons. Sometimes, we plan, and nothing seems to work out the way we envisioned. I've been there. Let me share my story with you. When I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I was full of hope. I thought I was ready to take on the world, ready to land that dream job and make my family proud. I studied hard, learned new technologies, and gave my best in every interview. But rejection after rejection came my way. I couldn't understand it. I felt like a failure, like I was letting my family down despite their sacrifices. It was a heavy feeling, one that could have crushed me if I'd let it. At the time, my family was in need of financial support. So, I took a job as a chef at a small restaurant. Cooking was never a career goal for me, it was just a hobby I picked up during college, living with friends. Every Sunday, we'd experiment with different recipes, laughing, learning, and enjoying the simple pleasure of sharing a meal. Those moments were precious. And who would have thought that hobby would one day help me support my family? The restaurant's owner, a kind man and the father of one of my friends, gave me the job without hesitation. He believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. He'd often say, "Your time is bad right now, but it will change. You'll achieve something great." I'd smile politely, not fully believing him. Yet his faith in me kept me going. Whenever I had an interview, he'd arrange a backup chef and let me take leave without question. He even offered to help me pursue higher studies if I wanted to, but I declined. Still, his support meant the world to me. Despite all my efforts, I started losing hope. The chef job paid little, and most of it disappeared by month's end. I stopped applying for IT jobs and focused on improving as a chef. Over time, I became pretty good at it, receiving compliments from customers. But deep down, I still felt like I wasn't living up to my potential. One day, something extraordinary happened. A couple came into the restaurant. That day, we were short-staffed, so I had to cook and serve. When I brought their food, I noticed they were struggling with a piece of code on their laptop. Without thinking much, I pointed out an error in their code. They looked at me, surprised, but checked the line I mentioned. Sure enough, I was right. Their code worked, and they thanked me. Later, they called me over and asked, "Do you know programming?" I told them I'd studied computer science but hadn't been able to find a job. They asked if I'd be interested in joining their IT startup. I thought they were joking, but they weren't. Right there in the restaurant, they conducted an impromptu interview. To my surprise, I impressed them. They offered me a position, assuring me they'd provide guidance and training. That moment felt surreal. Within a week, I started working with them, earning more than I'd ever imagined. My journey took a turn I could never have predicted. The kindness of strangers, the faith of my employer, and my own persistence finally paid off. Looking back, I've learned some valuable lessons. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes our efforts don't yield immediate results. But every step we take, every skill we learn, adds value to our journey. Hard work, passion, and a touch of luck can change everything. To anyone watching this, don't give up. Your time might be tough today, but it won't last forever. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep believing in yourself. Success isn't just about reaching a destination, it's about staying resilient through the journey. Remember, even when the world feels like it's against you, all it takes is one moment to turn things around. Stay hopeful, stay determined, and trust that your efforts will bear fruit, even in the most unexpected ways.